Hi everyone, Miss Roper here. I am going to show you today my civilization project. Now, this is a culmination of what we've done this 9 weeks. We've talked about civilization, who has power, what it means to be civilized, what are the written and unwritten rules, and now we're putting that all together. Okay, so you should have already done the written work at this point. You should already have kind of this whole thing outlined. What you're going to do is put the written outline stuff in this presentation, and then you're going to use your own examples after you use the literary examples. And that's the part where you're really just going to make it your own, use your own speech. You're not going to write that stuff down. Okay, so this is my presentation. I'm going to show you what this looks like. So, first we get the title. What does it mean to be civilized? What does it mean to be civilized? Being civilized means following the standards that are set by the people in power. And I've got this quote from the Desmond Tutu speech. Instead of spewing calls for revenge, Nelson Mandela urged his own people to work for reconciliation. All right. So my claim from this is civilized people have a leader. In this speech, Desmond Tutu talks about the violence, the anger, which could have devastated the country and torn their civilization apart. But that didn't happen because they had Nelson Mandela, because they had a strong leader who was able to direct the country and let people know what needed to happen. My own example of listening to a leader is when I was a technical writer a few years ago, and my job was to take huge documents, hundreds, if not 1,000 pages of documents from oil and gas companies mainly. And it was procedure manuals and safety guides. Once it was a state court case. And I had to take those documents and make them all look the same, exactly the same. So every part of a safety manual would look the same. Every part of the court document would look the same. And because there were so many pages, there were so many people involved. We had different technical writers. We had what are called subject matter experts, which are the people who actually work at the oil and gas company, who help us with things like vocab and processes. Because there were so many, what they call hands on the pot, um, we had to have a leader. We had a lead on every project who would ensure that we met deadlines, who would make sure documents got from one place to the next, who would make sure that everyone had their own tasks. Without that, it would have been a mess and we never would have gotten anything done. So for our tiny little work civilization to happen, we had to listen to a leader. Now I have the Tempest. This is Caliban speaking. You taught me language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. The red plague rid you for learning me your language. Now, this is my claim. Civilized people follow rules. Caliban is considered uncivilized. He's a monster. He knows the language. He knows how to communicate with the leader, but he is using it against the leader. And a civilized person would use their words to agree, would use their words to be part of the group. He's not following all of the rules, so he is not considered part of civilization. Now, my example of following the rules, driving safely. You guys drive in Houston, or you've been in the car in Houston, you know that it's basically Mad Max going on out there. It's insane. And a lot of that is because people think that they can thwart the rules. You think, oh, I'm just going to get across these lanes, get across 4 lanes at once just this time. Or, oh, I can totally make it. I don't have to follow this rule. I can, get through this light. And that's when accidents happen. That's when bad things happen. And so if everyone were to follow the rules, we would have way fewer accidents, way fewer highway deaths. So that's why rules need to be followed. It helps our civilization work. It actually keeps the people in the civilization alive. Now, my conclusion. People have to follow the leader's rules in order to have peace and a functioning civilization. Okay, so see, I've got the leader and the rules. I brought it back to both and my thesis. Basically, a restatement of my thesis using what I've just told you. Okay, guys, this was my presentation. I hope you like it. You can do something just like this, but I encourage you to really be creative and to see how far you can go with this. Just make sure that you get all of those elements in that you need. Okay, have a great day.